Good morning and welcome to another children's sermon from Seymour United Methodist Church. We're glad that you joined us this morning and hope that you've had a fun, safe week. Our lesson today comes from Luke 15:11 through 24. Jesus said, "A certain man had two sons. The younger son said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of my inheritance.' Then the father divided his estate between them. Soon afterward, the younger man gathered everything together and took a trip to a land far away. There he wasted his wealth through extravagant living. When he had used up his resources, a severe food shortage arose in that country and he began to be in need. He hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into his fields to feed the pigs. He longed to eat his fill from what the pigs ate, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, 'How many of my father's hired hands have more than enough food, but I'm starving to death? I will get up and go to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Take me as one of your hired hands.' So he got up and went to his father. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and moved with compassion. His father ran to him, hugged him, and kissed him. Then his son said, 'Father, I have sinned against you and against heaven. I no longer deserve to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quickly bring out the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Fetch the fatted calf and slaughter it. We must celebrate with feasting, because this son of mine was dead and he has come back to life. He was lost and is found.' And they began to celebrate." This story in the Bible is a parable. It's a story that Jesus told to tell us how we should live and how we should treat others. This son longed to be able to do whatever he wanted to. He didn't want to do chores. He didn't want to work in the fields for his dad. So he talked his dad into giving him his inheritance. And he went off and partied with friends and bought things, and pretty soon his money ran out. Well, when his money ran out, he no longer had friends, and he had nowhere to get food. So he ended up having to eat out of the same container that the pigs ate out of. Well, I'm sure that he probably thought he had it really good at home. He had a dad who loved him. He had family who loved him. He had food to eat, had anything he needed, and most of what he wanted. When he got up that morning and probably thought he was going to go home, I'm sure that he thought that Dad would probably be angry, would be mad, would say, "Look what you've done. You've made your bed, now you lie in it." But the dad is just the opposite, because the dad in this story represents Jesus. And just like the Father, Jesus is always waiting there for us, no matter how many times we mess up, no matter how many times we do wrong things, no matter how many times we do something to hurt someone else. You know, we live in a world where there's sin all around us. We sin from the first breath we take. And it's up to us when we become of age and old enough to ask Jesus to forgive us. He always forgives us, no matter what we do, no matter how bad it is, no matter how bad we think it is. Once he says it's forgiven and forgot. So Jesus asked us to do the same thing for others and our friends that he does for us. It's hard when somebody says something that's hurtful. It's hard whenever we get our feelings hurt. But we must always go to that person and tell them that we are sorry, because Jesus tells us that we must. Jesus forgives us, and we must forgive others. I have a verse for you today, and it is Ephesians 4:32. "Be kind, compassionate, and forgiving to each other in the same way God forgave you in Christ." We must always remember, no matter how hard it is for us, the best thing that we can do is to forgive others, just like the Father forgave the Son. When we forgive, we find a peace. We find that when we forgive, it gives us a way of being able to heal and move on. and the other person the same way to do. Now, we thank you for joining us today. We hope that you have a fabulous week and join us next week.